Hey, it's Pete from SneakerFactoryRun, and it is March 25th, 2026, and it is opening day of baseball season. So let's go Yankees, and I cannot wait to yell at Aaron Boone for the next 6 months and watch them barely make the playoffs. However, Aaron Judge will hopefully crush 68 home runs and get another MVP, but I digress. We are here to talk about my first almost 100 miles in the Mizuno Neo Zen 2 here. I got these shoes at the end of January, and I kind of feel bad for them, because they had to go through an entire winter training of one of the worst winters we've had in New Jersey in a very long time, with a lot of temps in negative 15 degrees and a lot of salt, a lot of road grime, a lot of dirt. They got pretty beat up. So sorry, but somebody had to die. Let's talk about the elephant in the room with this shoe, and we got a couple comments on some of the other videos that I posted, or you just see kind of around the running shoe nerd community, that this is a step back from Mizuno using an EVA foam rather than a TPU like in the Neo Zen. It's less bouncy, it's not as fun, it's whatever you want to call it, and in my opinion, go touch grass. Like, I personally don't care about that if the shoe works how the shoe is designed to work and for the use case that you need it for. Now, is this shoe as bouncy as the old Neo Zen? No, it is not, and that's okay. Is it still an up-tempo shoe? Yes, you can absolutely still pick up the pace in this shoe. It is lightweight, and the midsole is tuned incredibly well for even being a super critical EVA. So they tuned it for those softer landings in the heel with more powerful toe offs in the front, like whatever marketing wants to tell you. That actually is very true. The shoe transitions very well, whether it's the smooth speed assist that they call it or not, I don't know, but the shoe is exceptionally easy to run in. Along that same line, I found this shoe to be a really good easy run shoe that could pick up the pace when I wanted it to. What I like to look for in a shoe is if the shoe can match my perceived effort, and this shoe did that exceptionally well. So if I wanted to do, say, an easy long run, which I did multiple times in this, the longest I ran in it was 14 miles. This shoe stayed with me the whole time. It was stable, it was protective, it was easy to run in, it was comfortable, it never fell off. If I wanted to push the pace for a mile, it could do that. If I wanted to reel back for a mile, it could do that. And I'm not a ridiculously good runner. I don't qualify for Boston, but for me to go 14 miles within 5 seconds or so, 5 to 10 seconds of consistency across all those miles, that is a great shoe in my book. And this shoe did that multiple times for me. So it was, you could call it was consistent at being consistent. As a lot of us know, EVAs don't perform quite as well in the cold weather. Again, I was running in January, February, and March in New Jersey. I could tell that on those colder days that I had the shoe, it did get a little mushy. A little bit of that energy return was kind of lost. But then once you get it back in the warm temperature again, the magic kind of came back. So noted, don't run it in the winter if that's a big concern, but it was never anything that I was like, I'm just not going to run in these today. No, I happily grab them every time. All right, so let's go on to this new upper, since that is another big change that they did for this new one. So the last one, if you remember, had no structure whatsoever. This shoe has a ton of structure in the heel here or in the back of the shoe here. It's a really good... It's still a bit of a booty upper, so what I really like about it is it really sucks you down into that midsole really well, to the point that you don't really have to even tie it very much. At one point I did tie it too much, and as you can see from this little corner here, it did get a little bloody. I had no clue that I even had a little rub there until I got home and pulled my sock off. Easy fix though. I just didn't tie it as tight next time, and it was literally never an issue. The shoe itself overall is a little longer and leaner. It is a little long, but if I went a half size down, it would be too narrow. So I'm going to call this one true to size. I have a bit of a wider forefoot, so I never had any pinching or anything, but I wouldn't want to go down a size at all. The tongue itself, it kind of bunched up sometimes when I put it on, but again, slip it right back off, put it back on. It was never really a problem there. They do have this little bit of a padded top here, this little lace piece here that protects you from any lace bite as well, which I like. And yeah, some people might not like this big kind of dovetail in the back, but it was really it was really handy for getting your foot kind of into the booty. So very happy that they did that. So let's move on to the outsole a little bit. So Mizuno calls this their X10 rubber. As you can see, so I've got about 100 miles on this shoe, and everything seems to be wearing pretty darn good. You could see up here on the toe off that it's starting to rub a little bit, but this is actually a pretty thin outsole, which probably helps to save weight. But it's wearing pretty good. You can start to see it on this heel here. I usually do rub that heel a little bit more than other places, but otherwise it's done really, really well. Rain grip is fantastic. Actually, this is probably the closest thing that I've had to ASIC grip in terms of wet traction. It is a really good outsole. I have nothing to complain about here for this. So to wrap it up, if you're caught on the TPU versus EVA or TPE and all the other ATPU whatever versus EVA, I think that's on you. This is an excellent use of EVA here, and EVAs are exceptionally durable. This shoe has proven to be exceptionally durable over 100 miles. My other thought with this shoe, with kind of the detuning aspect of it, was to create a bit more of a separation from the Neo Vista and this. Last year with the Neo Zen 1 and the Neo Vista 2, you had a lot of people talking about, why should I spend $200 on the Vista when I can spend $150 on a Neo Zen and get 89% of the bounce and fun out of it? So maybe that's Mizuno's way of saying, hey, look, let's keep the Vista as your fun, bouncy tempo long run shoe, and we'll keep the Zen as kind of your more moderately priced cruiser, easy run shoe that can also pick up the pace a little bit when you want it to. That's kind of where my thinking went. Not necessarily confirmed there, but that's kind of where my thinking went. But what I will say is I really like that Mizuno is doing something like that and actually differentiating their products instead of having 3 to 4 products to choose from that are so darn close in comparison, it's almost difficult to choose. If you are looking for a shoe that has a similar use case to, say, a Super Blast 2, a long run shoe, comfortable shoe, protective shoe, stable shoe, this is really it. And if you found the Super Blast 2 to be too firm, this is your softer version for it. So for $160, this is actually cheaper, although Super Blast 2 is on sale and Super Blast 3 just came around and kind of blew everything up. But this is that kind of softer Super Blast 2 for that similar use case. The weight is down. It's great. It's 9.3 ounces for my size 11, which you can't ask for much more than that. That's super light. It's fun when you want it to be fun. It's slow when you want it to be slow. It's easy when you need it to be easy. It's an extremely versatile shoe, and I think Mizuno did a really good job with this one. So on to the next 100 miles. We got warmer weather now showing up here in New Jersey. Thank you all for supporting small business, and listen to me rant about the Neo Zen 2. Peace.